Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Lego Harry Potter Flying Forward Anglia. This is set number 76424. It has 165 pieces and I paid $15 for this set. So this is one that officially comes out March 1st. As of recording this, it is the 29th of February. It was another set I was able to get early. I'm not going to go into very much Harry Potter. It's just not a theme that I'm super interested in. I've never done the big Hogwarts modules. I've done like a few odd sets here and there. I did really like the kind of the display Hogwarts Castle and Ground set, kind of a diorama type set from last year. I really loved that set, and I don't think I've featured it on the channel yet, but I really enjoyed that. It reminded me a lot of like some architecture sets and stuff, and I might stick to those kind of things. There are some other Harry Potter sets that I would like to get. I'm not sure about the Sorting Hat at this point. I've liked some of those, like the Hedwig owl with the flying wings and the dragon with the flying wings, and I don't have the fox one, the phoenix with the flapping wings. But as far as some of the new Harry Potter sets, it's just not a theme that I'm crazy interested in. This is one of the newer ones that seemed a bit interesting. I've built the Anglia from other sets, like there was a 4-privet drive set that came with a version of the vehicle, and there have been other sets. I think there have been like Whomping Willow sets and different things that come with a version of this vehicle, but this is the most updated one, and I think this is the only instance of this car being like its own set instead of a part of a larger set. So I was interested for those reasons. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for the Flying Forward Anglia from Harry Potter, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. So we start out here building kind of like a city vehicle, kind of like some other smaller vehicles. I like vehicle builds. I've been doing a lot of Speed Champions that released recently, but I always enjoy building cars of different shapes, and this is one that I've actually built before in a different set, but this is the first time it's a kind of a standalone set on its own. And unfortunately, I didn't have the other one I built from a different set near me to compare them, but this came together pretty quick, and overall I like it. But then I did have some trouble getting the figures in here, and I talk about that more in the full review. So now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here we have the new Lego Harry Potter Flying Forward Anglia. This is okay. You know, I don't have the version of this car that came in the 4-privet drive set. I liked that vehicle. There was some fun connection between that vehicle and the trunk, and pulling the bars off of the window of the building there, which I thought was interesting. But this is the first time that this set is just its own standalone thing, and I think that's kind of interesting. I've looked at a few of the new Speed Champions. I love building Lego vehicles, and so this is one of them, and you know, I like building city vehicles and all this stuff. I wonder what it would be like if Lego did a, you know, creator expert or icons level version of this vehicle. I don't know if that would sell that well necessarily. I just think it'd be interesting at the very least. So that's something that I thought of when I was putting this together, but we will get right into this. And the first thing we'll look at is the minifigures, because you do get some. You get 2 minifigures in this set, and the first one we'll look at is Harry Potter. So we have Harry. This is Chamber of Secrets Harry Potter. So shortest legs here. is wearing kind of a, not flannel, but something like that. Maybe this is PJs or like pajamas or sleep clothes or something like that. Does have their wand accessory there, so good for that. And the face printing is pretty standard, good for young Harry. Does have the lightning bolt print up there. It's a little hard to see. It's very small. Hairpiece is nice. And the back, we get a different expression, which might be after they arrive towards the Hogwarts grounds in that second book, second movie, when something happens with the vehicle here. So it's a pretty apt expression for that character there, and I think that's pretty good to get the extra face. And the other character we have here is Ron Weasley. Again, shortest legs, kind of has a jumper or a sweater here. Actually some pretty good detail in there, like the lines have different weights going out throughout them, and I think that's because it's supposed to be maybe handmade or hand-me-down or whatever else, so that's good. They also have their wand here. Face printing is pretty fine for classic young Ron. I don't love the eyes for some reason. Hairpiece is pretty good, and they also have a worried expression for what the Anglia and these characters might encounter on the Hogwarts grounds there. So you get two characters, pretty big characters, main characters, good characters to get. They make sense for this set. We also get Hedwig with kind of like perched here, so the wings are together at the back. Printing is good, production works good, so good to get Hedwig. And we also get a rat piece, which is Scabbers, which is cool to get as well. So really like that. There's also another accessory in here, which is a trunk or a suitcase, so that's good. So those are all the minifigures and the accessories. Overall, it's about what I would expect from a set like this. The characters that fit in the scenes that this is kind of taken from, and a couple of the other things are all good there. And then the rest of this set and the rest of this build is this flying Ford Anglia here. So I don't have the one that I built from Privet Drive, like I said, so I can't compare them I can't compare them side by side. And I think there is some similarities to that one, but there is some differences too. Scale wise, I think this isn't perfect. It feels, for how tall it is, it doesn't feel like it has the perfectly correct length or stuff. So it feels a little disproportional, but there is still some interesting stuff here. And first, we do have stickers. So there's 3 stickers in this set. We have the first one up here with the license plate. At the rear, we have a license plate there. I was glad to see that this one is like the sticker is across the whole tile there, not just where the black part is. And the color match is pretty good for the blue, but I prefer that than trying to like get something like that centered just in the middle of a tile. And then we also have an internal sticker in here, which is for like the invisibility engine, the invisibility drive, or whatever the thing is that can cloak this vehicle when it is flying through other parts of London or England or Europe there. So those are the 3 stickers. Not too bad, internal one is good, and these were easy enough to put on. It's a nice little detail. Could have been great if they were prints, but they are not. So then we have the vehicle, and it doesn't start out on a typical like chassis. This is 6 wide for the most part. The mirrors stick out a little bit, but you can see that. And you start just with these big, I don't know, 2x12 or whatever these are, plates, and on some other 2x4 plates, you add the axle pieces in there, which is fine. These wheels are relatively small. We do use some of the modified plates with the rail at the front and at the front and the back for the bumper there at the front. I like the use of this kind of like fender or archway type piece for the kind of hood area of the vehicle. Just a plain kind of panel piece here used for the hood. It's nice and tiled out, not too many visible studs. I thought the placement of the mirrors was a little bit strange. I was surprised they weren't, back a little bit further, but maybe that makes sense here. Just a normal, windscreen there. Use a big tile for the roof, which is pretty good. That can be easily taken off. Looking at the side, there's not a ton going on, but you can see how we kind of have brick built kind of fender areas here, and actually there's not a ton of clearance between the tire and this cheese wedge in here on the front, so it's pretty close. I don't think it is technically hitting, and the Lego Group's tolerances are kind of famous for being very tight, so that seems to be okay. It just looks like it might interfere, but I think that's a kind of an interesting way to make fenders for this size tire at this scale. So using some of these cheese wedges and brackets here, using some brackets for the headlights. We do have doors on this, so the doors can open and we can take off the top. So the doors are these pieces. And there's one on each side, and those are both printed, but the printing is not very good in my opinion. The white is just not white enough, and when it's paired right up next to white plates or like white bricks that are made with white plastic, it looks quite a bit different. So they should have done more layers of white paint on here, or just make sure that it's not so thin, because I really feel like the blue is bleeding through on the stripe there, and so that's less than ideal in my opinion. Looking at the inside, we can see we do have some like jumper stuff down there. There's a little bit of space back here. We have the steering wheel on the right side because it's a European vehicle, or a British vehicle, a British car that's in England. And then we have the console for the invisibility booster, or whatever that thing is as well. You can see the roof panel is just 3 pieces. This plate, tile, big tile there, just attaches on top of the window, the windscreen, windshield here, and a couple studs at the back. Technically, you can put the characters in here. I'll show that a little bit later, because I did have trouble getting them in there. And I know on like the Lego Group's website, it says, you can remove the top and open the doors to really easily get the characters in there. I did not find it that easy. Maybe it'll be different this time. But while we're here, something I made note of for one of the Speed Champions sets is this is a new piece for this year, which is like a cheese wedge, but longer. So it's like 1x2 instead of just 1x1. They used to make the vented, or they still probably make the kind of vented version of this with the kind of like slots going through it, and that is fine, but I think this is a super useful piece. Some of the Speed Champions had them, and you get a couple of them here using some brackets and some stuff, and that kind of creates this interesting shape that the Anglia has here. Looking at the rear, we got some brake lights and blinkers and different stuff. And then we have a pretty short trunk, or short kind of back of the vehicle, short boot or whatever. And this has a trunk that can open, so we can see the clips in there with the modified plates with the bars, so you can open that up. This is tiled out in here, so you can fit stuff in there, which is pretty good. And that's pretty much all that's in here. So let me try to get these characters in. When I was looking at the pictures for the like on the instructions and stuff, it seemed like there was a way to get these characters in here that allowed you to have their wands still in their hands. And it takes a little bit of doing to get their hands in a place that will work here. I think I'm going to have to really lift Ron's hands up. and then maybe put them down. So they just get down on one stud on those jumpers here. You know, this is a 6-wide vehicle, and they're very crunched in there. I think there probably is a way to get them to be holding their wands. I found it a little bit difficult. I can try it again, and this is with the door open and with the roof off. So if I get that there, the hand goes to the steering wheel there, and I'll get Harry's, and we can see what we can do here, because this was a real struggle for me when I was building this. Okay, that's not quite right. There we go. Close up the doors here, and then what also is supposed to happen, I believe, is Hedwig can fit in here as well. So Hedwig, you can put the stud on the bottom of it in between all like 4 studs of the center there, and Scabbers could kind of be thrown in there too, I think, or maybe be on Harry's lap or something like that, and you can close this up. So right now we have both characters, Hedwig, Scabbers, and they have their wands in their hand, and we can see how they all fit in there. It takes a little bit of doing to kind of get them all in there, and Scabbers is just in there kind of loose. But what else you can do, the other thing you can do is, if you don't want them to have their wands there or whatever, that is fine, and you can put the wands and Scabbers and the trunk or the suitcase into the boot or into the trunk back here. So if I put the suitcase in there and the wands in there, let me see here. So that doesn't quite close all the way. Let me maybe put it in a different way. I didn't put Scabbers back here at all. I'm just pretty sure that's what it says on the Lego Group's website, and I tend to trust that they, tried these things. So now I gotta adjust this. Not like that. Maybe like this. Aha, okay, so there we go. I don't think there's a way to put Hedwig back there as well. That would be pretty tough. I don't know if it's doable, so that's okay. But there is like this little space behind here to get Hedwig in there. My hands are kind of big, so I am kind of knocking the characters off of the stud they're on, and each one's only studded down once, so it's not crazy stable, but that's okay. And we can fit, the rest of these accessories in the back, or like I said, you can have their wands in their hands or laying down back here probably. Scabbers you can kind of put on Harry's lap area. I think Scabbers could also be put in here like down here. So if you do it through the side there, it's almost like it's on Harry's lap or crawling around the vehicle. And I believe you can get it such that you can close the door all the way, but it seems like it's not cooperating with me right now. Okay, Scabbers, get in there. Okay, well now you're on Ron's lap, and I knocked Ron off. Okay, and now Scabbers is over here, not studded down, but in there pretty safe and snug. So you can fit all of them in there, and theoretically, if you had them have their wands, and you might be able to even put the trunk or the suitcase up in there as well. You could probably cram everything in there, and that's not too bad either. So I always appreciate when Lego does consider where to put certain accessories and other things like that. It's a really important element to me because I think it helps prevent things get lost. I think it's also very good for play and for display, so I really like that. And it's not the easiest to work with to do all those things if a builder or the player with this set has hands like mine, but other people with more nimble fingers and stuff might be able to do it. We can see we do have the windows at the back here, this nice kind of overhang, and that's kind of everything for this. So this can roll and it can fly, and it can be part of, a privet drive set or in the Whomping Willow or in something else. So that's very good. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some, including an extra of each of the wands, because those are molded in like packs of 2 there. Extra of the rim or the center of the tire, some of the 1x1s, cheese wedge, tile, plate, some studs, some tiles, all your tiny pieces there. And this set is 165 pieces, and I paid $15 for it. It retails for $15. It's got a license attached to it, and I don't think this is that bad of a deal, actually. You do get 2 characters. You also get Hedwig and Scabbers. You get the animals, which is always something to consider. And then you get a pretty good car build. I mean, I think this car build would fit in with like city line stuff in some ways, size-wise and everything. And for city sets in this kind of piece range, doesn't seem like 15 is out of the question. And because this also has like Harry and Ron in here and the intellectual property associated with the franchise that this is a part of, I think that makes sense. I actually think this is kind of a fair deal, maybe even a good deal. It's not a crazy interesting build. There's not a ton of unique techniques. I would say for the most part is very much like studs on top. You can see like some bracket usage in here, and on the other side a little bit up there, but not a ton, and relatively straightforward. I wish I had the other one from the 4 privet drive set or any other version of this vehicle to kind of compare and see which one I like best, but I do think this one's perfectly serviceable, and I think it's a good idea to have the Anglia kind of available as its own set and like a way to get some of these characters and accessories. This one does not come with any of those like collectible portraits or whatever, and I think that's silly. I think that's a little bit of a bummer. I would have liked it to have been included in all of the new kind of Harry Potter stuff, rather than just, sets of a certain price point or piece count or whatever. So you don't get any of those here. So really what's in the box, you get the vehicle, you get Harry and Ron, Hedwig, Scabbers, wands, suitcase, and that's pretty much it. So you build this very quick, but there is play here. As far as display goes, it's neither here nor there to me. It's just fine. I think, working in this scale doesn't always make for the best kind of display model here. So like some of the stuff here where we just have lots of like 1x1 plates stacked up, I think looks a little bit strange, and if they're not like perfectly aligned can look like right here you can see that this one's not like really aligned with the others, and I think that hurts it for a display set there. But I enjoyed the build well enough, and I think the value is super reasonable. Like, I understand why this isn't $10 or something, and I'm glad it's not $20. I think this set could have been a $20 set, and it probably still would have been okay, but I think that would have been overpriced given what's in front of me here. So $15 feels very fair for this, and that's it. Not the greatest, but this might be, one of the only Harry Potter sets I might be looking at in the near future. We'll see. I'm kind of interested in the Sorting Hat, but I'm not sold yet. I need to wait a little bit on that, and I guess let me know in the comments if you want me to cover other Harry Potter sets, or if you're not interested. I'd love to hear what any viewers' thoughts on that, because it might be a theme that I'm sort of leaving behind a little bit. I might get the Harry Potter brickheads. I might get I don't know, the some of the stuff, but other stuff I'm going to pass on. It's not a theme I'm terribly invested in, and it's not something I really want to continue to support the creator in other ways. So this is just fine, but it's a good value set. It's a good Lego set for the most part, and that's mostly what I talk about here. So as far as Lego goes, I think this is totally fair. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including maybe more Lego Harry Potter, probably, maybe, not sure yet, but tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming Lego videos. And if you want to support this channel and support my videos here, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I still have the Patreon. It's linked in the video description, linked on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. And with that and the membership, you can get access to my videos early before they're up publicly on YouTube, as well as some other exclusive stuff. And, I'm just going to keep trying to build a community here on YouTube and on the Patreon. So if you're interested, maybe consider checking those things out. Every little bit helps. So thank you very much. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.